In the next few classes, we're going to talk about an attack called BadUsb man-in-the-middle attack. In this attack, we're going to use our Android device and physically plug it into the target device using the USB cable. Now, you usually do that to charge the device or to transfer data between the devices. So you're going to go in, you're going to plug in your Android device to the target computer. And once you do that, our Android device, instead of telling the computer that it is a media device or that it is a phone, it's actually going to tell the computer that it is a network device. Not only that, but it's also going to force all the traffic going to and from the target computer to go through our Android device. This means that all usernames, all passwords, or URLs, or chat messages, everything that the target computer is going to do, and whenever it tries to access the internet, it's going to do that through our device. So it's going to use our Android device as a network card and send all the requests and responses will be flowing through our Android device instead of making them flow through its internal Wi-Fi card or wire card or Ethernet or whatever. So basically, our Android device is going to be used as a network card, and all the packets, all the data will be flowing through the Android device. Now, in order to set the device in that way, we have to do a few steps. So let's go to the Kali device and let's see how we can do this. Now, you can actually do this using the Kali menu, but for some reason the Kali menu is not working for me. That's why I'm going to be doing it from the terminal. So let's see how we can actually do it from the terminal. So I have my Android device here, and I'm going to go to the NetHunter home, and I'm not going to go through the menu. So you can actually go here to the BadUsb man-in-the-middle attack and start the attack from here, but it's not working for me. So that's why I'm actually just going to launch a terminal, and I'm going to do the attack from the terminal. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do is navigate to SD card, files. So cd is just a command to change the working directory. Now, I have a file there in the resources. You can download it yourself. I called it a flush IP tables. Basically, this file contains a number of commands that will clear all the rules that are there in the IP tables. IP tables is just a firewall that's used in Linux. Now, some rules might cause our device to drop packets because it will see them as a threat. So what we want the packets to flow through our device, and we want it to act as a network card. Therefore, I have a few commands in that file that will basically just delete all rules that you might have in your IP tables. So to execute that file, just download the file from the resources and execute it using this command, bash, and put the name of the file, which is flush IP tables.sh. And because you don't see any error messages, that means everything was executed successfully. Now, the next thing that we want to do is run the BadUsb attack, run the attack that fools the target computer that this is a network card when we connect it to the target computer. So what I'm going to do is bash and just put the name of the file. It's another script, but this script comes in with NetHunter, so you don't need to download it, just run it like this. So it's start BadUsb kitkat.sh. Now, if you have Android 5, use the Lollipop one. Since I have KitKat 4.4.4, so I'm using KitKat, and I'm gonna hit enter. And because you don't see any error messages again, that means everything was run successfully. So now the attack is working on the device, and once I connect the device using the USB cable, it's gonna fool the computer that it connects to. Now, I forgot to mention this attack should work on Windows and Linux both. And I'm going to be running it on Linux now, and in the future I'll be running a similar attack, and I'll run that on Windows, just to show you that they both work on both operating systems. So I'll show you here, I'm actually connected to my network here, TY2. I'm gonna run in. This is just to show you that how the IPs are gonna change. So you actually don't need to do this when you're running the attack. So I'm just gonna run ifconfig, and I'll show you what is. So this is the IP address, my current IP address in my current network, and as you can see, that's the one that's being used to connect to the internet. So I'm gonna connect my Android device. This device that's being mirrored here, I'm just gonna connect it physically to this computer. So it's connected now. And as you can see, I got a message here telling me that I got connected to using a wired connection. So this is the only way that a person can actually get suspicious. As soon as this message disappears, then they won't notice it. Now, if we actually go and run ifconfig again, I'll show you how the IP changes now. And as you can see now, I have an extra card. Now, ifconfig shows you the network cards that you have, the command that I just ran here. So as you can see that I have an extra card connected, and an extra network card connected, and it has this IP address. So basically now anything I'm going to do on this computer will be flowing through this Android device. So any usernames that I put on the internet, any passwords, any messages, any URLs, everything is going to be flowing through this Nexus device. The Nexus device will execute the request and send it back to our device. So everything is going to be working, but it's going to be flowing through this device, which makes it the man in the middle, which means that all the packets will be flowing through this device. Then we can read them, we can modify them, and we can do whatever we want with them. Now let's just confirm that I actually have internet connection. So I'm just going to run a browser here, and I'm going to go to bing.com, and as you can see, I do have internet connection and everything is perfect, but the packets are actually flowing through this device. In the next classes now, we'll see how we can actually capture these packets, save them in a file, read them, modify them, and we'll see what kind of stuff we can actually do with them.